vlog. And just trying to come full circle, my vlog is about literally anything and everything, about my life, about my journey, Clayton, my husband's journey, our journey together, how going to school and going to work or working, being in sports, and then trying to be in the military all come together, and how like I can help someone understand how that goes. Being able to like balance class load with social life, things like that. But a lot of you have been asking how I met Clayton. We actually grew up together back home. I met him in middle school, and just kind of fast track, I'm 20 now, and I'm almost a junior in college, so I've known him that long. I met him in 6th grade. We were in band together. He played the flute just like me, so that was pretty cool. I actually made fun of him a lot. Don't hate me, Clayton, if you're watching this. I was very outgoing as a middle schooler, I would say, because I would just go up to random people and be like, hey, my name's Bree, nice to meet you. And I guess that kind of just took him aback, because I did the exact same thing with him. I went up to him and I was like, hey, my name's Bree. He didn't really talk to me. He was just kind of like deer in the headlights kind of look. But anyways, I met him in middle school, and we became friends. Not really close friends, but friends. And then we didn't really start hanging out until high school. So I thought he was kind of goofy looking in middle school, and so I didn't really give him much thought. And then in high school, you know, puberty, hormones, things change, and like I saw him and I was just like, oh my gosh, like that guy that I knew in middle school has changed so much. And I had like the biggest crush on him, but like he never knew. So I just was crushing on him hardcore, dropping hints, being flirtatious like I always am, but like more so, hoping he would notice. There we go. And well, he never got the hint, so it just kind of stayed in the friend zone. But apparently he had a crush on me ever since that day we met in band class, because you don't go to band camp until high school. But fast track, he had decided to go to a neighboring school, so he left Indianola, which is where I'm from, and he went to Carlisle. So he went to Carlisle for a couple of years. We kind of got out of contact. We'd talk, you know, every once in a while. But then he moved to Omaha, Nebraska area to be with his dad. And then that's where he graduated high school. He didn't start talking to me again until probably after he got back from boot camp. So when he graduated, he decided to join the Marine Corps, and he left for boot camp on July 10th, 2017, and I had decided to stay back home and go to school at Drake University, which is in central Des Moines area in Iowa, and he went to San Diego to pursue boot camp. Well, he didn't get back for a while, because once he graduated boot camp, he had to go to CNET and do his training for his job. And if you know me personally, know that he's a helicopter mechanic, and he works on 53s, so there's that. But he had hit me up, per se, while he was at CNET, and he was still in a relationship, and I was still in a relationship, but we just became the friends that we used to be. We Skyped every day, talked about anything and everything. He would tell me how his day was going, I'd tell him how my day was going, just like any of your girly friends that you hang out with would. But so after a year and a half of Skyping and talking, we decided to meet up in person. And the first time we met up in almost 2 years was this past November. There was a Marine Corps ball, and he wanted to go but didn't have a date, and I said I'd go with him. So he had emailed me an invitation so that I could show my teachers. I know, I'm in college and I had to show my teachers where I was going, but I showed him the email, printed it out, and decided to go to North Carolina in Jacksonville, where he's stationed, and go to the Marine Corps ball. Long story short, yeah, it was amazing. I was only there for 3 days, but it really changed everything. It just solidified my feelings for him, and so our relationship together grew. And then he came home for Christmas in December. He took leave for basically 22 days, but I only got to see him for 20. And during that time, just all of those wanting hugs, actually talking face to face, being so used to a screen, it was just kind of like pinch me, like, is he really here type of feeling. And I had gotten so used to him being around that when he proposed to me, it kind of took me aback, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm engaged now? Like, oh, okay. So he is ridiculously funny, goofy, just everything I'd want in a person I found in him. He knows how to challenge me, he knows how to make me laugh, he knows how to take me off. But I love him for who he is. He's a person that I can confide in and know that he's not going to judge me. Everyone should find a Claytin. But, I mean, every couple has their problems. So sometimes we have arguments because he's a hothead. I'll admit that he's a hothead, but I am too. I kind of have a short temper. But he's my best friend, and I love him. And so that's the story of how I met Claytin. And here we are, fast forward now, almost April. And I miss him a lot. I know I talked a little bit about going to Jacksonville over spring break. I stayed there for 11 days. I was so used to being around him again because of how it was in December when he was back home, that when I came back to school, I was expecting him to like come home and walk through the door, but that really doesn't happen. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I really miss him, and I'm really excited to move to Jacksonville and be with him. I miss him a lot. I'm used to talking to him over a screen, so it's really hard. But he is my #1 supporter. And he always watches my YouTube videos and always subscribes and likes them. So it just is great for him to like always be there and be supportive, just like my mom and my sisters. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about, like, I guess how relationships work, I've been a relationship counselor in the past, so hit me up and hit that subscribe button. Well, thanks guys. I'm gonna go back to class now. Bye.
Like a Hellcat.